Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. StrangeNet here. So my apologies, it has been a while since my last video and I am slowly getting back into doing some more YouTube stuff. So to kick it off, we're going to do a quick giveaway. I've got Purifier, Buzzard and Caracal skins to give away. So we have, as I said, the Caracal, Buzzard and the Purifier. The Caracal is obviously used quite often in fleet, defense, other bits and bobs. Stand out with that one. The Buzzard is handy for anybody that's doing exploration. Might as well get ganked in style. And the Purifier is, well, just a horrible looking ship, to be honest. Looks like a little bug. But again, if you're going to be invisible and cloaked, you may as well be cloaked and invisible in style. So in order to get in, we're going to give 3 of each away. Get your user or your in-game name in the comments of the video, so I know who to give it to, and I'll be choosing a winner in the next couple of days. So as I said at the beginning, it has been a while since I did a video, and the reason for this is because basically I've covered a vast majority of topics. I've got, what, 230 odd videos on EVE industry and manufacturing, how to make ISK, etc, etc, and yeah, basically it feels like very often I'm just covering stuff I've already covered. Now I do appreciate there are a lot of new people here. There will be a lot of newer people that haven't seen the old stuff, so I may start to rehash some of it, just due to the fact that obviously people seem reluctant to go through and look at previous videos. And just checking, I've just passed comfortably the 1 trillion ISK mark, which seems incredible actually, because when I started this channel, what, 2.5 years ago, I think I was about 150 billion ISK. Now obviously to a good number of you that seems, you know, an astronomical amount of ISK, but you know, yeah, so in 2.5 years I've gone from roughly 150 billion ISK to easily just over 1 trillion ISK. So yeah, it's been quite a monumental journey, and a lot of that has come due to the fact that I've been doing the manufacturing and showing you guys, and I can't just talk about it without actually doing it. And as I said in one of my previous videos moons ago, ISK was never really the incentive for doing a lot of things on EVE. It was just a way of funding the stuff that I do or like to do. So yeah, it's been quite an incredible journey to 1 trillion ISK. So thank you all for the support, and yeah, as I say, there's a lot of good stuff in a lot of the previous videos. The vast majority of it is still relevant to this day, so by all means do check them out, and again I will be rehashing a good number of them going forward. So manufacturing is currently in a weird spot. We did have the sudden change to Moon Goo, which has affected a lot of the Tech 2 items on the market. So let's have a look, see. And stop moving around, come back, that's not what I asked for. So we'll go with the biggies, and that is the Marauders. What am I looking for? Price history. And you can see here the price was relatively stable, and obviously the change in Moon Goo, etc., the 25% reduction has led to quite a massive increase. Now obviously some of these ships are used for doctrines as well, but let's take the Golem, which isn't used. And again, that had its spike, it's come back down, it is slowly going up. Let's have a look at Promethium. I imagine Promethium is quite a big component in, yeah, there we go, quite a big component in the Paladins. So now the Paladin, as I said, is used for a lot of doctrine ships at the moment. For nullsec, it's pretty popular, and I can see why there's such an increase. So there was only a 25% increase in the a 25% decrease in the amount of minerals mined from some of the moons, or all the moons, and yeah, it's obviously had a 100% increase. So that's obviously not just from the change there for the Moon Goo, that is due to more demand. So yeah, industry at the moment is in kind of a funny old place. It's like I have been making a lot of 200mm autocannons. Now, still pretty profitable. Let me look here. 486, so roughly 500k to produce, plus the Tech 2 BPC, which is roughly another 40k. So what, 440? And so we're making 200 ISK, 200,000 ISK per unit on these. So per batch of 10, obviously that's 2 million minus somewhat for taxes, but that's generally in the calculation I've just done. And yeah, you know, that's an easy 20 million ISK. And again, I like to do this over multiple accounts, and cannot be submitted yet, that's fine. So yeah, I like to do that over multiple accounts. 23 on this account, so that's 60 million plus the next account. There's 120 million I can make in the next 2 hours, basically. Repeat that 3 times a day and you can see where that's going. However, if I make too many, we do end up flooding the market sometimes, and at the moment I am just holding on to, what, 2,000 of them, waiting for something in the market to happen. I could sell them here. I wonder if I've got any currently sat on here. No. So whether the next event, you can see here the dramatic spike. This is often the case when the PvP arenas get announced. People go on a buying spree, obviously buying all the weapons and ships and that they need. So at the moment I'm just holding on to them, producing a few more, and basically just building up a bit of a stock. But you can see there, minus the actual time it takes to do the research, you know, there's a decent amount of this to be made still. And I was looking at sensor boosters. I have been doing sensor boosters recently. However, at the moment, I don't have. I need to move some stuff around. I'll cover this in a different video, but just so we're aware. So at the moment, sensor boosters cost roughly, what, 800, we'll say 900k, including the BPC copy. That's including the data cores, etc. And at the moment, they're selling for 1.8 million ISK. Now, that's because for whatever reason, there has been a big spike in these. I did try and get my hands on a Tech 2 BPO sensor booster a couple of weeks ago, but I missed out, unfortunately. Somebody's auction was pretty badly run, but hey-ho, that is how things happen sometimes. But the price of these are going to drop off quite considerably. When I looked earlier, they were around here, and you can see, obviously, there's a lot of interest in people trying to move these as quickly as possible. So, at the moment, I'm not going to jump back into building them. Well, what's the average price? I'll do that at a different time. So, yeah, I might build some just to build up a stock ready. But, yeah, the price is going to crash pretty hard. And again, a lot of people are going to be left holding the bag, holding onto sensor boosters that they're trying to shift. So at the moment, it's probably not the best market to jump back into. So anybody that's been doing PI, especially the tier 4 stuff, will know that prices have gone up pretty steadily for a lot of this. I'm not 100% sure why, whether it's just less people doing it, whether it's just the lack of people wanting to do it. There's probably a handful of reasons, but anybody that can stomach doing PIs should be making a half decent amount of ISK at the moment, I reckon. Again, I'm not a PI expert, so don't quote me on that, but obviously you're making more than you were a couple of months ago. As the price was at 70k, we're now at, what, 94? And again, same for rocket fuel, and this is hurting me slightly because I have a couple of blueprints where I need rocket fuel, and yeah, we're steady increase. It was around, I was getting it at one point for around about 10k per unit, and at the moment it is, well, almost 50% above that amount. So yeah, slightly frustrating because obviously that has knock-on effects when I'm producing stuff, but yeah, that is obviously factored into the cost now and the overall price of the item. However, a lot of people don't seem to necessarily factor it in, and that does hurt profits quite often. But yeah, as I say, if you are doing PI, then something I keep looking at, trying, finding that I don't like, finding that there just isn't enough incentive to do it. It's too tiresome, clunky, boring, repetitive. Take your pick, but it just does not appeal. So yeah, so anybody that can obviously manage it, let me know if you are making decent profits from it. And hopefully on the horizon, there is potential war kicking off between potentially Goons and PanFam, or the rest of it, or Goon Family and PanFam. Take your pick. Again, I'm not really up on politics of EVE. I don't keep up to date or abreast with it. I just don't really care. Somebody says go here, I'll go and shoot it, and that's pretty much the amount of politics I get into. But war is generally good for business, creates a lot of demand, more people hopefully back to the game. Obviously we've got 20 years coming up. I've just been looking at something that I found quite interesting. We've got a 20-year EVE mosaic. So basically, the portrait of yourself that you can get on the EVE mosaic. Not 100% sure what they're going to be doing with this EVE mosaic, whether it'll be a picture that you can download, whether you can buy posters of it. I have no idea. I've read this briefly, but it doesn't really seem to state. But beginning on the 2nd of March to the 22nd of March, there'll be challenges for Skill Spree, Mining Blitz, and Skillers in the Abyss. Skilling Sprees, Skillers. Is that 3 skill points in the Abyss? Not 100% sure, but kind of sounds like that. So you'll have to do these, and then basically you'll get your face on this tapestry, which I quite like the idea of. I'll be doing that, even if it does mean doing some things that I don't necessarily do particularly often. But it's nice to make your mark, leave a lasting impression. Again, this is my 19th year of playing this game, so you know, just having something to remember the game by is always nice, just in case it does end up disappearing overnight. And that, I think, will round up there. I want to go into more details of what I've been doing, more so what I've been really cranking out, what I'll be doing in the future, other things, and general queries and questions that I have that I'd like to propose to you guys. But for the time being, we'll leave it there. So thanks for your time, thanks for listening. I hope that was interesting. Again, it has been a while since I did a video, so hopefully it wasn't too incoherent. And with that, I'll talk to you again soon.